Hey guys, welcome back. Urbanbushcrafter here. And it's snowing in South Carolina, so that's exciting. Coming from Illinois, you know, we get some snow there. But here not so much. It's pretty warm during the winter. So I thought, why not? This might be the only day it snows this year, so I'd come out here and I will do a video. So I brought a stove, which I got very recently, and I brought some food, so I'm gonna cook that up and just enjoy the scenery. It's kind of like a weird mix. It's not really snow, it's more like ice. So it's frozen water nonetheless. So I'll show you the stove and set it up. Alright, so here, you can see, it's a small, maybe you can't see, let me move it down a bit more. So it's a small backpacking stove. Got 6 foot of pipe inside of here. Yeah. And so my plan is to run this. I'm going to put this right here, run the pipe up, and I'll start a fire. Also, it's very loud right now because of all it's picking up. So, let's do this. Okay, that's that set up. Now for the pipe. Of course, the one with the flue goes on the bottom. Stovepipes put together. I'm going to open this and then put it on the stove. Alright, so that is that set up. We got the shelter open. So now, position this more. Now's the fun part. We got to start a fire. So, let's see. Inside is this clear, flue is open. Now to get some dry firewood. That will be a challenge. But I'm sure I can do it. So I'm gonna go find some wood. Show you. I'll be back when I find some. So, after pilfering the my woodshed here at the camp, I've come up with lots of sticks about this size. It's a little dark in here, but you can still see it. Which is all I have in there. But look at this. Let me move you closer. The sun, see it better. See how there's kind of a shimmering here? It's covered in ice. So that's not going to burn. So I'm going to have to process some of this wood down to size to go in this guy. But pretty soon we'll be warming up by a fire. So I'm going to process this down. Sadly, I didn't bring a straight blade knife, so I'll just have to use my tomahawk. So, process some of the firewood down. And I'm just going to hope that it's dry enough. Most of it's very dry, so it should start. I'm going to be using, grab this, my food. Got a cast iron frying pan. Not going to eat that, of course. Cheese, pepperoni, and some tortillas. So I'm going to make some delicious quesadillas. But, as I was saying, what I'm going to be using as tinder today is what's in this pouch. Man, this lighting's annoying. There we go. Now you can see me better. So move this yellow cord. So in this pouch I have a bunch of fat wood. I'm gonna use a medium-sized piece, or maybe I'll just use two pieces. So hopefully that will get it started. Good thing about fat wood is it burns so well. And it burns pretty hot, so there will generally be time for the rest of it to start on fire. So, let's do this. There's a wood stove. There's my fat wood. I grabbed some of these stuff so you can see. Maybe you can't see because it's too dark, but the inside of this is very, very dry. So, this was the only smallest stick I could find in my woodshed. It's mostly larger wood. So that was kind of annoying. But, just have to push through. I'm going to start fire with a lighter today, because why not? You could, of course, start this with a ferro rod, but I'm just not going to. I'd use my Zippo lighter, but I need to fill it back up with lighter fluid. So, as you can see, or as you know, it won't work without that lighter fluid. Which honestly, I think that's kind of the downfall of the Zippo lighter. You know, that need to refill it constantly. Maybe not constantly, but I don't know. Just it doesn't feel like I use it that much, and it's gone. And that could be because the fuel evaporates. Maybe. I don't know if that's a good theory, but it's a theory. So, see if we can get this going without it being blown out. But even with that flue open, it's being problematic. You can get that second one started. Using way more fat wood than normal. Yeah, looks like we got our fire started. I'll show you. Ooh. Actually, you can see. Never mind. Perfect. Alright. What a nice shot. So I got this. My autofocus is evil. But start that up. Some of these other pieces. It looks promising. It looks promising. Smoke's not so. Smoke's gonna come out the door for right now, because the flue is not heated up. Like we installed a wood stove in our shed here on the property, and it was just this morning I had to start a fire, and it was a pain because it was so cold. Lots of smoke came out, but I eventually got it started. And once you get the flue heated up, the smoke drafts right out. But before that, it comes right out of the stove. It doesn't like going up. All right. So, good things are happening right now. So now it's just a waiting process. You guys have never seen this teepee before, of course. It's because I built it recently. I've been enjoying. Let me zoom out. Nope, it's in. Been enjoying building stuff and not filming it. It's just a hassle to film it. And there's something that's so much fun about just being in the woods, you know, not filming it. But like little things like this is fun to film. And what a beautiful day, man. This is like, when I think of bushcraft and like how cool it is, man, this is what I think of. Like cold winter day, you come out here, you know, you got your shelter, you know, you're cooking, you're gonna cook something. Let's see if this flue is open. Alright, that's open. Alright, let me shut this door, open up the, I don't remember what that one's called. And still smoke coming out, but it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. This shelter's so open, you know. But yeah, so I'm going to keep feeding that, keep getting this going. And then I'm gonna cook some lunch. So let's do it. Alright, welcome back, guys. It's been way so long. I'm just kidding, not much time has elapsed. But time to make some food. Show you that. And then that's just the water turning into steam, by the way. It's not smoke coming out. Okay, so I realized I've messed up. I don't have a spatula. So that's going to be fun. But I'm going to make one of these. Alright, hopefully it's not too loud. It's picking up again. But as you can see, or as you did see, this is good. So now it's time to put it on here. The nice thing about one of the things or features about this stove is that it has that hole in the center, right? So take this off, and then put this on. It'll probably take a while for this pan to heat up since it's bigger. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep feeding it. But man, it is so beautiful out here. I'm just captivated by it, man. I love it. I love it so much. That's one thing I'm gonna miss living in South Carolina is snow. There's just nothing quite like going out, you know, in snow. It feels colder, it feels harder. Everything feels a little bit more urgent, you know? I don't know. But once you're comfortable and you're sitting, it's just so beautiful. There's not much like it. But while this is cooking, talking about kind of idea. When I say idea, I don't mean like something for the channel or something. But a thought I've had, sort of recently, like last week or something. And so the thought is courage, right? It all started when I was watching a movie called Fanny's Journey. Great movie, World War II. It's about a Jewish children in France, I believe. Yeah, France. That escaped to the Switzerland border, you know, because of the German takeover. And long story short, the movie goes on. There was adults, but now the group is being headed by this girl named Fanny. And she has to defeat all odds and bring these children across the border. And she does. But I found myself in the movie, I found myself in the story thinking, could I have done it? You know, am I that courageous? Am I brave enough, you know? Could I have risked it at all? And I think every single person really wants to say yes. You know, I want to say yes. I want to say, yeah, heck yeah, I'm brave enough. Heck yeah, I'm courageous enough. I could easily do that, you know? Like, I have the skills, I have the might, you know? But as I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, I can't really say that. Like, I don't know, you know? I'm like maybe 70% confident that I could do it. You know? But I want to get to a place where I'm like 95% confident. And I don't know how to get there, you know? But I've been thinking, like, what does it look like to be courageous? How do I become more courageous? And also, like, where do you draw your courage from? I don't know. An interesting thought that I don't really have an answer to. But kind of just food for thought. But I want to get to a place where I can say that I am courageous. I could 95% do it. And there's different types of courage, you know. I think normally when we think of courage, we think of the soldier going into battle, you know, defeating all odds, standing up to the enemy. You know, we think of this strong character, leader. And that's one picture of courage. But another picture of courage is the teacher in Nazi Germany who stands against what Hitler wants to be taught about Jews and race and whatnot, you know, and that's a form of courage, standing up for what is right and what is true. And another form of courage, you know, is stealing food stamps, maybe, so you know, so that you can feed the Jews that you're hiding in your house. So courage takes many forms. But then, even if you have courage, you have to have other things to go with it, depending on what you're doing. So say you're a soldier, yeah, you can have all the courage that you could want, but if you don't have skills, if you don't have training, if you don't have strength, you're kind of useless still. Not useless, but you're not going to be very effective. And so my question is then, what does it take? Sorry, trying to find something to flip this with. Goodness, I don't think there is anything. It's probably unsanitary. Yeah, I can still heat up a bit. What does it take for me to get to that point of being strong enough, skilled enough, where I'm confident in that skills, right? And I'd be more courageous because I'm confident. And I don't know. But it's a really interesting thing to think about, and I think a really good thing to think about, because in all of our lives there will be something where we need to be courageous in, right? Whether that's standing up to a boss and say, no, I won't lie on assignment, that's wrong, or whether that's fighting in a war, or defending yourself from some sort of attacker, or having the courage to defend someone else from some sort of attacker, or standing against bad ideology and bad worldviews. It takes so many different forms, and I think it's a really good thing to think about, because if you don't think about it, more than likely, when your time arises, when you need to be courageous, you might fail. But yeah, so there's kind of a peek inside of my mind. But think about it, guys. Think about being courageous. What does it look like? How do you think you'll be courageous in your life? And don't put it off and say, well, my time will never come. Things change quickly like that. And maybe there's a time for you to need to have courage soon. So, I don't know. I'm gonna finish this and I'll show you guys when it's finished. But I hope that encouraged someone to think about being courageous, and I'm going to too. And it's not gonna be like some quick fix, like, you know, tomorrow I'll wake up and be like, I'm 95% sure I can stand up for what's right. You know, it's a slow, gradual process. And I don't know what getting to that end goal looks like, but I think it's important to think about. Alright, food's done. I'm going to move this pan. Let me show you. Well, let it cool in the snow. It's going to be pretty interesting. Slowly sinking down over there. And there's the food. We got 2 quesadillas. It's gonna be delicious. I'm very excited to eat them. I'm gonna put this metal plate back on. Yeah, first time using wood stove like this. I'm pretty impressed. It's fun. It's a good kind of compromise of sorts, because I would love to have a fire in the shelter, but it's too small, you know. But this wood stove at the entrance works great. I mean, it's not really heating it up a lot, but for cooking and stuff, which is what I really need right now, it's working. But try this one. It's cooled off enough. There's really nothing like it. Not the quesadilla, but there's nothing like going into the woods, you know, starting a fire, eating food you made, looking at the snow and the beauty all around. It's just so awesome. I love it. I really do. I'm just so thankful that we have this place of our own, where I can build stuff like this and I can come do it. You know, I can come do this stuff. It's definitely a dream come true. Well, it's interesting. When the stove heats up enough, and the water droplets are falling on it right now. It's hot enough right now where if you put water on the stove, it like just forms like kind of balls and rolls off. Here, let me show you. Let me collect this water. I'll collect some water in the frying pan to show you. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy my quesadilla. See you guys soon. Got some coffee to drink, and the frying pan's filling up with water, so I can show you what I mean. It's pretty cool, honestly. I feel like I should know why this happens, but I don't. Oh, if you do, let me know. Comments below, as they say. But I'm actually interested why this happens. So, as you saw though, how it was kind of coming off in like little orbs. I don't know, I think it's just cool. I don't know why. So if you know, let me know. I'm very interested to find out. It'd be cool to run this chimney through the center of this shelter. The problem is though, here I'll show you, so you can see, there's just not a lot of space up there. So I think I would just end up melting the tarp, which would be not preferred. If I was going to sleep in here and it was cold though, I'd have to figure out a different system of this. Something where at least it sort of heats up the inside. It's not bad sitting in front of it, but, you know. Filled this up with snow, and I'm going to melt that snow, so that way, clean out the pan a bit. So we're going to wait for that to melt. Cleaning the pan, you know. I don't think that was the intended purpose of this, but it works. You could use sand as an abrasive to clean this too, but I didn't really want to go stick my hand in the freezing creek. So, still work. Oh, kind of did up the interior of the shelter a little bit. Show that off. Let me disconnect you from the tripod. So, in this corner we got my hat, you know. We got this is my King Joy tripod case. We also got my backpack on the floor. There's a bit of tarp there. On this side we got my tripod, coffee, cheese, leather gloves, tomahawks hanging up, you know. And then I'll put this tarp down further. I was just sitting on it before. And then right there, obviously, is the door. These can be pulled. I've obviously put the flaps further. This one fell back into place. Although they'd be tied together if they were actually shut. But yeah, so this is now boiling, or not boiling yet, but heating up. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna hang out for a bit. I'll have to let the stove cool. Thinking that I could probably just dump the embers into the creek and it'll be alright. But I don't know. Maybe that's where the leather gloves come in handy, you know? But yeah, guys, so this is where I'll end it, and then I'll give you some B-roll of me cleaning up and whatnot. But so yeah, guys, thanks for watching. God loves you. Remember, think about how you can be more courageous in your life, how you could become more courageous, more brave, and what that looks like. And think about what areas you need to grow in. You know, it's always a good self-check to do, and to grow into a better person. But yeah, God loves you. Urban Bushcrafter out.